Warm greetings everyone. I hope you all are hale and hearty. I Jyoti welcome you all to RKP online classes. In our previous video, we have studied our first 4 paragraphs of our chapter, My Childhood. My Childhood is penned by APJ Abdul Kalam. It is an extract of his novel Wings of Fire. Now, in the first 4 paragraphs, we have learned about the nature of Kalam's father, his mother, and about his friends. What do they do and what is their nature? We have learned about that. So now we will be beginning with our 5th paragraph. So everyone open your books at page number 70, paragraph number 5. During the annual Sri Sitaraman Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site. Situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near our house. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of the prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. Now, why do they arrange boats? As we have studied, they are living in an island town. That town is surrounded by water on all 4 sides. So, the only means of transportation over there is the waterways. And through waterways, we will either use boat or ship. Ship will be used in larger area, and here it is within a country, so we will be using boats. So here they are saying that they used to arrange the boats because the temple in which they had to go, that was situated in the middle of a pond, so they had to use a boat to reach there. And now the ceremony they are talking about is a marriage ritual in which idols are used. And he is also telling us that there were events also when his mother and grandmother used to tell them the stories from the Ramayana. They used to pick up some extracts, they used to pick up some incidences, and they used to tell them the stories. Now here one word is used, that is prophet. Now who is a prophet? The word here used is prophet. Prophet is a person who is considered the idol, of something. Like if we talk about Muslims, their prophet is Muhammad. Here they follow the path preached by Muhammad. So in that way he is telling us that the stories were narrated by his mother and grandmother. Who is the prophet here? Here is the prophet is Ram, Sri Ram. You can say he is the prophet because Ramayana is based on his life story. One day when I was in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaran Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as Muslim, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramanand Shastri, who wore the sacred thread. The new teacher would not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. Now here we are getting to know something, that our writer, that is APJ Abdul Kalam, is a Muslim. He used to wear a cap that used to signify that he is a Muslim. Now here comes the issue of religion. Here comes the issue of the religion. That means we are told that his friend used to wear a holy flag. That used to signify that he is a Hindu. Till now, we have read 5 paragraphs and we are on to our 6th paragraph. Till now, we have not felt even a pinch of some difference. Everyone is living in a comfortable way. Each one is comfortable. They are working like a team. They are happy together. There are no differences amongst themselves. But here comes the religion. Now he tells that I am a Muslim and my friend is a Hindu. And our new teacher, the new teacher that has come in the class cannot digest, means he cannot accept that a Muslim boy and a Hindu boy are sitting together. They are having friendship or they are sharing something, and he also cannot accept that a Muslim is sitting on the first bench of the class. Clear? We have next. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. Now here we are having social ranking. How is social ranking done? According to the social ranking, priests or Brahmins are placed at the highest one. Then comes Kshatriya. Then comes the other two levels in the religion of Hinduism. And at last he had given the place to Muslims, and so a Muslim boy was asked to sit on the last bench of the class. I felt very sad, and so did Ramanand Shastri. He looked utterly downcast, means completely sad. As I shifted my seat in the last row, the image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. Now, if you are a child and you get to listen something for the very first time, either you will forget it very easily or you will not forget it throughout your life. And now here was something that had a tragic effect on both the boys. Though Abdul Kalam didn't weep, he was also sad, but he was more sad seeing his friend weeping. And when his friend was weeping, for the reason they were set apart, they were made to sit separately, and that too with a huge difference. He is saying that that incident made a huge difference on his life. Now, how can we say that differences were not there before the teacher came? As we have seen in our 5th paragraph that Kalam is telling us that they used to send idols, Hindu idols. Idol is are pictures of god and goddesses that are called idols. If they are made of marble or if they are made of some sand, a proper statue of a god or goddess, that is called idol. He has told us that they used to transfer the idols using boat. His family used to arrange the idols by themselves. So we can see that the Muslim family had no issue in working for the Hindus or in preparing the idols for Hindus or making arrangements for the Hindus. They didn't have any issue earlier. Now let's see what will happen after the incidents when they are introduced to differences in the religions, when they are introduced to social differences. Let's see what will happen. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Lakshman Shastri summoned the teacher and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance. Here we get a word poison. Let's read further, then we will come back to this paragraph. Communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. He bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or quit the school and the island. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshman Shastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. Now, one more thing. As we say, a single apple destroys the whole lot, or a single bad fish makes the whole pond dirty. That is only possible if we allow that fish or if we allow that apple to remain in that condition. If before doing the task of poisoning or ruining the entire thing, we can separate them out, that too with proper determination, by taking our stand properly, with confidence. If we can do so, Nothing can destroy the situation. And same was done here. Now what did Mr. Shastri do? He summoned the teacher, means the teacher was told at the home. And there he was told that you are not allowed to spread the poison. Now what is poison? Poison is something when you will take it, you won't feel any difference. Many times if the poison is not that strong, many times it happens that it will not affect you directly. But slowly and gradually as the time will pass, you can see its effect on your body. Slowly and gradually your mind will stop working, all organs will stop working. In the same manner, if we have the sense of inequality, if we have the sense of communal indifference will be something opposite. If we have the sense of communal difference amongst ourselves, we will not be able to stay together in the same way we had stayed earlier. Clear? Like if you are two friends, you are sharing your things, you are sharing everything, be it your ideas, be it your things, be it your lunch, be it your time, even if you are spending time with each other, that will give you healthy memories. But if the same thing had not been, means if you had differences with the person you are sitting with, that too the differences which he is not responsible for, he has not done something bad. He is just a Muslim because he is born to a Muslim parents, and they are Muslim parents just because they belong to Muslim parents or they had accepted the religion of a Muslim God for only that reason. But that is not a fault. If you have the right to accept or choose any of your Hindu God, they also have the right to accept any of the God. And after all, God is God. God is one. There is no difference. And what is God? The supernatural power, the power that controls the entire world. That is termed as God. And we can't blame someone that he has used a different name for that God. Because just the name is different, but the supernatural power or the all prevailing power that we are talking of, that is same. So that is not something over which we should fight. We should give the right to each and every person. I hope everyone is clear about this. Now here what do we get? We see that Mr. Shastri very dominantly, very authoritatively asked the teacher. He gave him two options. Either apologize, accept that you have done something wrong, or just quit this place. Do not only leave this place or this school, but you also have to leave this island if you are not ready to apologize or accept your mistake. And that was the time when he realized that he can't do what he wants to. He can't spread the indifference among the people over there, as they had faith and trust in each other. I hope we are clear till paragraph number 7. So let's move to page number 72. We have paragraph number 8. On the whole, means completely or in totality if we are talking of, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. However, my science teacher, Siva Subramaniam Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. He did the best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. Now here we are told that in the city of Rameshwaram, though there was no social difference between the friends or between the families of the friends, of the two friends, Mr. Shastri and Kalam's family, there was no difference between their families. Neither any difference prevailed in the family of Kalam, as he had always seen that his mother was also generous and his father was also generous. Now he is telling that in Rameshwaran, there existed some barriers, and they were barriers of caste. And he is telling us that there came one science teacher. Now that science teacher was orthodox Brahmin, means he believed in Brahmin rules and regulations. He was not ready to change his way of doing something. And his wife was conservative. Conservative means she is very possessive. This is to be done means this is to be done, nothing else. She will not accept any other option. But the teacher made each and every effort that there remains no barrier, no social barrier in the class. And the reason for that was, if there are barriers in the class, the students in the class will not able to communicate properly. And if they are not able to communicate properly, that will not seem as a class, that will seem as group of students. Here, like one group is sitting over here, one is sitting there, one is sitting there, and none of them is communicating among themselves. Here, that will not seem as a class. What is a class? Class is a single unit where students, same students means students of same class, same grade, same education level, we can say, are sitting together. They have no other barriers in them. And the teacher tried his best to break these barriers so that the class can seem as a class, students can come up as one, they can have the feeling of unity in them. And he also spent time with Kalam. And why did he spend time with Kalam? Because he assured him that he can make him a eligible student who can compete with the students of cities. Because it is believed that in cities, people or students are highly educated. Their level of education is higher than the level of the students in village or town. Paragraph number 9 we have, one day he invited me to his house for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of a Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. Shiva Subramaniam Iyer was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. Now what happened? One day the teacher invited Kalam to his house for meal. Now his wife was conservative. She will not accept someone else coming to his house, that too without her permission, because Mr. Iyer has not asked or not consulted his wife before inviting Kalam. Now what happens? She refuses. She doesn't serve food to Kalam. Now on this situation, what do you expect? Mr. Iyer getting angry? But he didn't. As he was a sensible person, he knew what to do, when to do, and how to do as well. Clear? So he used his wisdom. He got up and he himself served Kalam the meal, and then he sat beside him. Means they both sat together and they had their meal. He sat beside him, not besides. They sat together. And his wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. Now his wife was watching from the kitchen. She considered pure. She had thought that if a Muslim boy will come into her kitchen will become impure. So as he has entered her house, now she has gone to the kitchen, and from kitchen she is watching each and every incident that is going over there. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in the way I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal. Now what happens? As Kalam had become conscious, he knows that he is not that welcome in the family. So now he had the thought in his mind that he is being observed by the wife of his teacher. He was wondering whether she is finding any difference in the way he is eating his meal, the way he is cleaning the floor after his meal. When I was leaving his house, Shiva Subramaniam Iyer invited me to join him for dinner again the next weekend. Now what happened? Kalam had thought that he won't be invited again in that family, but his teacher did the opposite. He said that you should come for dinner the next weekend as well. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. When I visited his house the next week, Shiva Subramaniam Iyer's wife took me inside the kitchen and served me food with her own hands. Now what happens? His teacher can sense that Kalam is getting hesitated. He is hesitating whether he is thinking, he is in dilemma whether he should say yes or a no to his teacher's invitation. Then his teacher tells him that if you have decided that you will change the system, here we are talking this system of social barriers. So he is saying that if you have decided you will break that social barrier, you will have to confront such situations. You will have to bear them. It is natural that such situations will come in front of you. Such obstacles or such problems will come in front of you. But you don't have to worry. You don't have to hesitate. But you have to face them willingly, and that too with proper confidence that you can do this. And what happened the next weekend? When Kalam reached house of his teacher, he saw that Mrs. Iyer, that is wife of his sir, herself took Kalam to the kitchen, and there she served him meal with her own hands. So we can see a change over here. Now you can also see a contrast of the earlier teacher, the new teacher who segregated the two friends, who made a Brahmin sit on the first bench and a Muslim sit on the last bench. That teacher, and here we have a science teacher, Mr. Iyer, who is making each and every effort to break the social barriers. So these two teachers are in contrast with each other, where he tried to bring up such issues amongst these students. Here we have Mr. Iyer, who is trying his best to break all the social barriers, not only in his school but also at his home. He is also trying to convince his wife, not through his words but through his actions, because actions speak louder than voice or words. Because if he will keep on lecturing instead of doing something, that will hardly have any impact on her ears. But when she will see that even when she is opposing his actions, he is adamant, he has decided that he will do this, she will slowly and gradually accept that. So next we have paragraph number 10. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. Optimism means being positive about something. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. Now he is saying that World War was over and now Indians have decided that they will build their own India. They will not follow the orders of Britishers anymore. And this was declared by Gandhiji, as well as Gandhiji was the leader of the freedom fighters. Now he is saying that there prevailed optimism in all the people of India, and I asked my father that if he could give me permission to study in the city, in the district headquarters. On page number 74, we have 11th paragraph. He told me, as if thinking aloud, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not for you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. Now this paragraph is having a strong message for all of us. Now he is saying that, he is telling Abul means Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is telling him that I know you want to go so that you can grow, because if we are staying in one place, if we are staying at one place, we will not be able to know how the world is around us, where the world is and where do we stand in that world. So to grow, one needs that he should see all things around him. He should be aware of the things that are going on in the world. Now he is also trying to convince his mother through his words. He had quoted something here. He is telling us that seagull even wanted to explore the world. So the seagull left its nest and roamed around. And even because only if you will fly, then you will be able to assess, properly know where you stand. You will be able to evaluate yourself. Self-evaluation is very much important so that you can see what are the things that needs improvement, where are you lacking. Now he tells his mother that though you have given birth to Kalam, but he is not for you. He has his own life. You can give him your love. He's telling his mother that you can give your love to him, but thoughts and mind, they are independent. You cannot give your thoughts to him. He has his own thoughts, and our thoughts come from our life's experiences. So he's telling that he has to go because it is his life's craving. It is the need of his life, something that he is longing for, something that he is needing. And what is Kalam needing? He is needing the exposure where he can learn many other things, where he can do something of which his parents can be proud of him. So here we are done with this chapter. Now we will discuss our theme and message.